What's up, guys? That guy with a... Hello? Hello? Thank the heavens. Pencil here. Fun fact, I do it soon. Have it on me. And keep it on me at all times. Another fun fact. Here! I'm sorry. I really, really, really like Uro. And I'm so happy that Uro's actually allowed to be here and be a part of the plot. He's actually like, yeah. As a wise me said after the review, because I don't know why I thought of it after the review. He's sukaning it. He's sukaning it all over the place, and I'm so happy. But let's not waste any more. Wait. Gotta pre-draw. It speaks to the witch. Peek everywhere. I'm sorry. I'm all over the place because I'm so excited. I'm so all over the place because I'm so excited. But it's Peek to the Witch. It's Peek every week. Uro's here. He's possessing Ichi's body, and I need to know how, why, the limits, because why does he not just off himself and free himself? Let's see. Chapter 56, 56 Hunt Extra. Oh, you did it. You used me. A magic slapped you with bloodlust and you dashed ahead without a single thought in your stupid head. And then you used me. Now for 3 days you're laid out flat. Serves you right, you dumb feral brat. Yo, why is he boring right now? His voice puts such a toll on my throat because it's so much gravel. But I love it. But you know what? That's interesting. Well, I guess Uro's so happy. He's like, Uro's so happy. He's like, he's always gonna kill you, dog. I don't even have to do anything. But clearly, something happened, right? Like for Uro to get the body, it can't just be, Ichi was knocked out and then Uro just took control. They must have done something in order for Uro to take control, or else he would have done this prior, right? But interesting. Ichi is at least conscious in this state, I'm guessing, somewhat. Let's see. Now for 3 days you're laid out flat. Serves you right, you dumb. But still, why is he boring? Alright, he's smirking it up. But you know what? I don't even blame him. Because honestly, Ichi. I get it, man. I get it. Like, he did hit you with the bloodlust and all bloodlust. But Potato Chip, why did you instantly bobble? Like, even if you knew, right? Like, okay, the trial is to off him, right? Did you... Like, I mean, I guess he really thought that would be a one and done, right? It was as simple as just offing him once. And I don't blame him for thinking that. Like, considering this is the only Majik he's encountered that I suppose has had, like, a win con like this. Like, Inazuri, murder was not a win con. Can I say that? No, we're gonna stick with it. But essentially, taking Inazuri's life was not the win con. Taking Uruwashi's life, not the win con. Taking Origuma's life, not the win con. Taking Bakugami's life, not the win con. So, like, of all the Majiks he's interfered with so far, not even Uro, technically, taking his life wasn't the win con either. No, there's never been a single win con like that. And obviously, we now know that the number on Kisashi's chest means how many times you have to boom before his trial succeeds, I'm pretty sure. But specifically for Ichi, he would have no reason to assume that since he never saw a higher number than 315. So I'm guessing he really did think just throwing everything at him all at once to immediately boom him with the strongest attack he had probably would have been enough. But yeah, he did kind of fall for the okie-doke here. And honestly, I do like that. I like that Ichi's imperfect. Notably, him falling for the okie-doke immediately just... I'm not going to say what I want to say. I'm going to say something, but after throwing in the M word very, very early, don't want to risk too much. But very specifically, him going at it all once again because of an immediate reaction, because of the bloodlust. Him immediately popping ult, essentially. Even though his ult comes with the worst cooldown in the entire game, quote unquote, if we're talking in fighting game terms. Yeah, that's really, really bad. Really, really bad. It's a habit he needs to get out of. It's a habit he needs to get out of, or he needs to get a better handle on it. So his ult doesn't take him out for 3 days. Like, I know he has the rest of his team, but realistically, especially against Kizashi of all characters, but even just probably most Majiks out there, he is kind of second strongest of his crew. Even if Deskros is drastically stronger than him still, like, she could probably use at least a little bit of backup, and maybe he could have tried to take Kisashi's life in another way. Or maybe worked with other people. Gokuraku is extremely strong, but Komugi is literally a non-combatant. Chrono Weaver clearly cannot help right now. And obviously, the problem is Majik isn't going to be able to do anything Jigishiro on his body. And that's it. So, like, Ichi did cook himself, but I'm glad he cooked himself, because that shows he still has so much more to grow. Both in control over his own Majik, his own instincts, and presumably something with his aim with Uro, because Uro somehow got the body. Let's see. He's like, interesting though. So were there technically 2 Uros at once? I mean, there are 3 here. Oh no! Oh, so there were 3 Uros at once because I see that now. He stabs the one on his left with his knife. He grips up the other one in his hand and crushes it, and he stomps on the third. So he did. So there were multiple Uros all at once. So maybe Uro did just take the body for the free, because I'm not sure he can manifest himself multiple times. Okay. Ugh, where am I? After he just brutalized the one being who could answer that question, he's like, wait, what's going on? But still, once again, showing that Ichi is a little bit, he's too reactionary, which isn't, like, horrific. It's not the worst. Oh, and that's cool. He even got some Uro splat on his face. But it's clear that the one weakness that Ichi has, that he truly needs to work on above all else, is the fact that he's a little too reactionary, right? While that clearly does work, a lot of Ichi's massive success has come from his spontaneous instinct and understanding and stuff like that. It's clear that untamed instinct, true, fully autonomous reaction instinct is not good for him. Because it leads to scenarios like this where he doesn't know what's going on, and he attacks the one person who probably would know. And also just what just happened with Hisashi, right? Where he just responded. He fell for his body's instincts, and then essentially hard locked himself out from being viable. It's like, that is really unfortunate. But it is a good thing, right? Showing the character still has a lot to grow for. And I am excited to see how he's, realistically, I'm excited to see how he starts to use these instincts in combination with more experience and rational thought, right? Because notably, I'm trying to think of a lot of people who do things by instinct, like in real life, and obviously in like other narratives. But like, at least for me, when I'm thinking of a person who was like entirely dominated by instinct, the way that you would beat them, despite their instincts being so good, and like their reaction time is specific. For reference, I'm thinking of a friend who back in the high school days could react to basically anything, right? Like, he had really good reaction speed on basically all levels, like tangible reaction speed, motion, all that, whether it be on a computer or even in real life. So whenever we would play dodgeball with homeboy, it was never a matter of hitting him basically. You basically had to fake him out. Whenever he was goalie, you could not just take a free shot. You would have to fake him. You would essentially have to bait the reaction out as quickly as possible and then fire anyway, because usually he'd be in the middle of the first reaction. And that's what made him sometimes really annoying to deal with, but after you figured out how to fake him out consistently, it wasn't too bad. Like, I still remember when he was playing goalie, all you'd have to do was, like, you'd swing, you'd load through, and you'd whiff on the ball. Like, just straight slit the ball, like, gently. He dived to where his body would assume the ball would go, then he'd just take the regular shot 2 seconds after. That's how you did him. Or specifically, like, in dodgeball, what you would do is you would like complete the motion as hard as possible. You'd go all the way through, boom, as he's moving, then toss the ball like this. Like, literally, for reference, the motion went something like this. Whenever you had to fake the man out in dodgeball, you would complete the throw, but you go full body, you put full torque into the throw, and then as he's already dodged, you then quickly release the ball that way. You throw it up from behind. Essentially, you go from an overhead throw to an underthrow immediately. And that's how you would hit him, because he'd be in the middle of his first reaction, typically being like mid-air, or just not able to react in time. So, notably, the way he started to counter that was just by thinking more and not immediately reacting to everything. So I'm interested to see how Ichi's going to probably develop down that same path, considering he is what? He's still 15. He's still very, very new and very, very not used to fighting and hunting on this level. Let's see. Violence. Wait, where am I? Violence first, questions last, huh? I do like how Uro does at least seemingly struggle to regenerate a little bit. Let's see. Violence first, questions last, huh? Feral barbarian. Hey! You know what you didn't really sign up for. Uro did get played here, but still. Is this my magic circle? A pocket of it the other Majiks can't reach. What's a thing? I wonder why it's a void, though. Like, this does seem to be like just a straight void. I wonder why. What's this being? I mean, like, obviously it's probably just easier to draw a void. I'm not blaming you, Sasaki, but like, wonder why a void? Let's see. A pocket of it the other Majiks can't reach. We're basically suspended in the instant between. Okay. So that's how this is being written off. All right. I was about to say, like, how are they talking right now? Let's see. We're basically suspended in the instant between when you used me and when you conked out. Oh, right. I used you. I mean, see, like, look at that. He didn't even realize it, and like that's fine. It's almost like those people who, like, if you do dare risk their fight or flight reaction, they will just swing on you. It is never worth messing with that friend. I learned the lesson one time. I tried to jump scare this all the one time. I got rocked. Luckily enough, they aren't actually that strong. If that woman had any sort of physical strength behind her, I would have. She may have broken my jaw, like legitimately, with how quickly she's like straight, like straight. I never forget. She just straight rocked your boy. I stumbled back at me. I was like, wow, because she's one of those people who is fight or flight. And then after she snapped out of it, she's like, oh, are you okay? I was like, well, you did just punch me in the jaw. Luckily enough, you're like 110 pounds soaking wet, and I'm like literally twice your size, so I didn't mean too much. But ow! But I do understand that, where Ichi's so instinctual, so reaction. He's so fight or flight based that there's not even a thought that like, oh, did I do something? He's like, oh yeah, I did do that. Let's see. Oh right, I used you. Then my hunt fails. Yup. I love her so much. Yup. You let the other guys Uro. Ichi actually got Uro. He actually got Uro farmed. Let's see. You let the other guys Uro overwhelm you, then lashed out with me as a reflex. That is actually very interesting, though. So Ichi does just respond with ult. That's actually kind of crazy. And I guess that is kind of a testament. And that makes sense, right? The only other time he pretty much instantly popped ult on somebody was the very second the world hitter was like, hey, what do you see when you look at me? And Ichi was like, okay, wait a second, I gotta boom you right now. So it does take a decent level, but Ichi, if ever prompted to full strength, death for death, is like, oh, I gotta go. Let's see. And it is actually interesting because he used Inazuri first. It's like that is a double instinctual application there. That implies there is at least some thought against World Hater, because he used Urawashi, not his first Majik. We know Ichi seems to have a very high preference for Inazuri, so he went for Inazuri plus Uro, because he's like, I gotta go the strongest, what my most comfortable ability is, and he immediately attacked Kizashi. Let's see. Then lashed out with me as a reflex. Not only did that totally fail, well, not really. It did take a life. Singular. So it did knock down a life. Let's see. Not only did that totally fail, but now you're also out cold and totally defenseless. Your lame attempt at war crimes against Majiks flopped, and now you're it's dark. And now you're an even lamer sack of uselessness. I'm sorry. I need to keep sipping every single time I use this guy's voice. If you're wondering, hey Pencilman, there are very few male characters in the series anyway. Why don't you just change the voice? I'm too committed to the bit. Gosh darn it. Let's see. So how's it feel to suck? How's it feel? Well, and you know what? I don't even blame Uro, because he's probably assuming that Kizashi's gonna just boom Ichi, right? He's like, perfect, you're a bum, you're trash, you're cookie, and then after Kizashi booms you, I'ma be free. But so how's it feel to suck? How's it feel? Well, then again, we know what happens, right? Like this is clearly a flashback. Let's see. You just came out to gloat, huh? That fool Ichi. If there's any time to gloat, now is the time. Oh. Okay. There's a TV in the void, I'm guessing? With one okay. Ah, my glorious handsome. It's not handsome. Well, you know, handsome, beautiful, whatever you want to call it. Deskros is everything, bro. I'll say, it's looking real bad for your team out there, too. Thanks to your stupidity, the octopus might just wipe them all out. Really? Are we power creeping Deskros already? Deskros, are you like... I get, maybe she's not allowed to go full out. Notably, the reason she was able to tweak, but then again, they were fighting above a village. Like, she did tweak for, like, I don't know, man. Deskros put up too good a performance against World Hater, at least, like, damaging him wise, that I can't believe she wouldn't bully the soul out of Kizashi. I'm assuming the whole reason she doesn't is one, because Ichi's too close by, maybe, and incapacitated, but else she doesn't want to risk Mugi and Gokuraku. And maybe Minerva and stuff like that, and Chrono Weaver. Like, maybe that's, or maybe she just can tell, but that's the thing, it's crazy. Unfortunately, that fight is gonna haunt, like, Deskros is scaling in a way that, like, every time she doesn't just body bag somebody, I'm like, why not? You did fight the strongest and kind of bully him. Let's see. Thanks to your stupidity, the Optimus might, well, then again, Uro could just be wrong, right? Like, presumably, Deskros may just take Kizashi for a walk. But she did tell Kamugi to get the boys ready and get ready to retreat. Let's see. Just wipe them all out. I bet you they all die cursing your name. Let's see. Oh, Ichi does look mad though. Does it hurt? Are you mad now? Clearly a little bit. But when you broke out your ace in the hole first, you lost. What say we watch this wonderfully amusing moment of utter despair together? But wait, like, the thing is, how are you doing this? I don't get it. Like, notably, he did this previously, too, where he, like, showed the real world from perspective that doesn't make it, like, is there a camera here? Like, this is obviously a panel from last chapter. But, like, how are y'all actually viewing this? Who is, like, how does this universe work, dog? Once again, I know, to pull up the Dokes meme, I know Osamu Nishi Sensei has an explanation for this, but I just can't prove it. Like, it's happening too consistently. Let's see. Mr. Ichi the Witch. That's Uro? Sad. Do not tell me Uro just popped out because of rage bait. Do not tell me Uro just popped out because of rage. Please don't tell me he actually got rage bait by Kizashi and that man take the body. Oh, interesting. He's bigger now, too. He keeps getting bigger. Oh, speak of keep getting... Alright, so he started out as Minaroro. Then he became more snake-like. Then he bulked up a bit. And now he went... Why did he go full... Let's see. Huh, they aren't wrong. Say what? he actually fell for rage bait. Oh, word. Let's see. Say what? Part of the reason I failed was because I overestimated your power. For supposed king, you're pretty unimpressive. I love that. Okay, I'm gonna make a bold statement. I think so far, because obviously Uro is meant to somewhat fit into the inner demon trope, right? Like, especially now with him literally Sukunaing all over the place. Next to Sukuna and Itadori, I think they literally have my favorite dynamic of any inner demon trope and like their main character. And I know that sounds crazy, right? Especially as a person who's read Bleach, as a person who's read Naruto. I think I do like. Okay, in fact, no, I can't say that. I can't say that just yet. But I think very specifically because of how different these two their dynamic is in comparison to your Naruto and Kurama, to your Ichigo and White, to or even technically Old Man Zangetsu, to Lieb and Asta, to. There's another example that was on the tip of my tongue that I completely forget. But essentially, in comparison to all of those, I think the reason Uro and Ichi work so well and they feel so fresh, and notably it doesn't even remotely bother me that this is technically another inner demon trope, right? Or Itadori and Sukuna, that's the other one. I think it's because these two do, like, despite Uro clearly having more knowledge and obviously more raw power than Ichi, he's an epic class tier Majik that Ichi got lucky to capture. Ichi's still very clearly on a level where he can rage bait him. And thanks to the nature of their dynamic, where Ichi is his master, right? Like, ultimately, he does own him. He captured him. Uro's put in this position where, in spite of all his knowledge, in spite of all his power, in spite of all his history, it doesn't matter, right? Like, he's still forced to be rage baited. Like, this is actually hilarious to see, and I love that. It's a very cool dynamic, and I think it's because they banter off each other so consistently. As much as I like Naruto and Kurama's dynamic, it's not really a dynamic until like Fourth War, and like right before that, when they're actually like talking, communicating. Outside of that, it's Kurama feeding Naruto chakra and occasionally taking over and causing him to wild out and being responsible for Naruto's entire backstory. Very good stuff, very important stuff, but not too much. Ichigo and White barely interact, right? Like, they do, and every single interaction they have is very, very important. Whenever White takes over, it's also very, very important, right? But still, it's not so frequent, and it's not so funny, admittedly. It's just not so engaging to watch. Well, no, it is still very engaging to watch, but it's different, right? Uro and Ichi is different. I think that's why I like their dynamic so much. Let's see. For a supposed king, you're pretty unimpressive. But look at that. He's like, wait a second. Let me put the full fit back on if you're talking that impressive. Since you seem to be operating under a massive misconception, let me straighten you out. You don't rule me. I'm allowing you to make use of me. That's it. Hi. I'm not European. I'm just French. You don't rule me. I'm just allowing you to use me. Like, you know what? Actually, I can kind of see that. Because technically, and you know what? No, actually, you know what? I take back that analogy. It does actually make sense. Because I think of it like me and my own job, right? My bosses don't own me. I'm allowing them to use me. But of course, they still have more jurisdiction over me, right? Like, I'm literally in a Uro Ichi scenario with my own, like, employment, right? Where, like, technically they do not own me, but they also do pay all my bills. So, like, they are responsible and do have a share of control over me that is greater. But, like, they don't have complete jurisdiction over me. Like, they don't access, like, everything I am at any moment of any day. They can't spontaneously contact me on a day where I'm not working and be like, working out. That's not how that works. They can't even make me work over a certain time limit because of just rules and stuff like that. So, I see what Uro means here. Let's see. I'm allowing you to make use of me. That's it. For the average for the average witch, acquiring the average Majik means they've tamed the Majik, like a rider taming a mount. I was gonna say that's very video game-esque, but that's also just like how real life works. I mean, they've tamed the Majik like a rider taming a mount. But how well the Majik is tamed and how comfortable the witch is with it depends on the abilities of both. Ah, so there's a Majik witch compatibility system. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good balancing metric. Let's see. Take you, for example. You're effectively clutching at my tail, trying to desperately not get thrown off. Okay, so it's your fault. so it's your fault. So it's your fault he knocks out for 3 days. So you can just choose not to do it. Why would you? Well, obviously I get why you want. Well, I'm assuming it's literally Ichi's body recovering, but it's not even that it's an overdramatic. You're just being mean. I get why, though. He doesn't like humans. But still, like, dude, you could very easily probably make him knock out for like 2 seconds. If at all. What do you mean he could just use more of your power if you were just nicer? Let's see. Then if I can clamber all the way onto your back, I'll be able to use more of your power. Ichi's like, no, wait a second. So that's good too. It'll make it so that Ichi's power growth eventually will, his power growth as a witch and his understanding of magic will allow him to eventually just control Uro freely. Essentially, that state won't be a transformation anymore. It'll just be his base state, which will be good. I think. Yes. But of course, something must have happened though. They're probably going to make some sort of deal that allows Ichi to use his power now, or Uro to take Ichi's body. I'm guessing. Let's see. Want to give it a try? Look what button that is. I'm not sure if you can tell it's the X button. Let's see. Want to give it a try? That I can show you just how much power I truly have. That is crazy, right? Because Ichi didn't actually get to see most of their fight in chapter 1. Like the Uro Deskars fight is mostly off screen. Let's see. Oh, I know. I'll turn that mouthy octopus into a smear for you. But what I do wonder though, because obviously it's presumably that's what's going to happen, right? Uro's going to hard carry this. Who would get to claim the Majik then, right? Because we know that Jigishirone is stored within the Prophecy Majik's magic circle. Could Uro claim Kizashi? And like, since we know this is a separate space in Ichi's magic circle that Uro has control over, this void-like space, would only he have access to Kizashi? Because that would be a good way to allow them to complete the trial, allow them to get out of this scenario, but still not necessarily give them the power of one of the 7 stars of the World Hater, right? Right? Like that'd be a good way to work around it. Where if Uro actually does complete the trial, he gets it, and ultimately Ichi wouldn't have access to Kizashi or the Gamma magic until he's able to claim Uro, and then that comes as a byproduct. That'd be a good way to nerf it. Let's see. I'll turn that mouthy octopus into a smear for you. How about that? It sounds like a win-win situation to me. But notably, with what happens, it's not Ichi, right? Like, it's not Ichi. I mean, it's his body. It's gonna be like a Suguna thing where he gets the muscle memory. But like I don't know, it's not his body. Or he's not in control. Well, do we have but once again, this does hardline confirm for me. Uro, you're just being mean. You're the reason he knocks out for 3 days. You could shut down that timer immediately. Well, do we have a deal? That's my boy. That's my boy. No! Aw. See, Uro's so adorable, dog. Let's see. Aw, what? Why not? Because this reeks of ulterior motives. I am shocked. You know such a big word, Ichi. Ulterior motives or ulterior motives? Is it ulterior? I always thought it was ulterior. Hold on. It doesn't matter. Hold on, let me see. Googler. Ulterior? I thought it was ulterior. Nope, ulterior. Existing beyond was obviously admitted. Is ulterior. There we go. Pause up. Huh. Well, I'll be. It is ulterior motives. I always said ulterior, and I only spelled ulterior. Well, there we go. It is actually ulterior. Good to know. This reeks of ulterior motives. Hey, I'm being nice and offering you help. You're turning that down. Uro. I wouldn't. Like, that's the thing. they're probably going to make some sort of deal here, and probably one of the conditions has to be Uro, don't off me immediately, because Uro could just leave, right? Like that's the big issue. Uro could leave. Let's see what this is. Yes, because I can't trust you. Togai's okay. Togai's taught me that between a witch and a Majik, pacts are everything. Tell me everything. Hide nothing. Whether or not I choose to ride on your back depends on the term of our pact. Okay. So not a binding vow necessarily, but essentially a binding vow. Okay. So they can set up rules and conditions and locks and keys. Right? That's smart though. That's smart. Interesting though. So I do wonder, can a witch just ignore that after a while? Right? Like obviously this is an exceptional case, right? Because Ichi's actually nowhere near Uro's level magically. But it's clear that Ichi can kind of do whatever he wants with Hinazuri. Ichi can kind of do whatever he wants with Urowashi. But Urowashi also just seems to like Ichi. So like that may be a case where like Urowashi is more powerful than they let on, but they're just conforming to Ichi because they're cool with him. Origumo just doesn't seem to be that strong, admittedly, so maybe Ichi just has complete dominion over them. And Bakugami also actually does seem relatively powerful. We just haven't seen Ichi use their magic yet. So like maybe they'll have a poor compatibility too, and maybe they can somewhat resist, but at the same time, Ichi's ability to command them. And the whole point of that chapter seemed to be that Ichi does have dominion over Bakugami. So, like, maybe that's not the case. But I wonder, right? Does Deskros have to make pacts with any of her Majiks? Or is she just so strong that they're like, you gotta get... Like, can they say no, right? Especially, like, the big one. Like, remember the big one that had the finger guns? Does Deskros have to make a pact with that thing? Or does it just listen to her? I'm assuming it just listens to her. I'm assuming once you get to a certain level of witchhood... The Majiks just don't have a choice, right? Like, how could they resist Deskros? In fact, we literally see Golconda have their, like, alpha control over... Oh, who pointed it out? Someone pointed out that, like... Did I mention this last review? I forget. But alpha and then gamma. 2 Greek letters. The 7 stars of the World Hater. Maybe the different Greek letters are going to keep popping up. Alpha for Hitsugi. Gamma for Kizashi. Who knows? Because those are Greek letters, I think. But... I do wonder when this will be a case where pacts are going to be essentially crept out of the narrative. Binding vows were never crept out of the narrative in JJK. In fact, they were important to the very end. But for this seems like something that could be overcome with enough raw power. I feel like I'd be weird if Deskros is... But then again, it could also be like a skill thing. Like how binding vow usage in JJK is a way to display skill. Maybe it's also a skill thing in this universe, where ultimately Deskros is so good at making pacts and making them so heavily weighted in her favor that it seems like she's not making them, even if she's consistently making them. Let's see. Whether or not I choose to ride on your back depends on the terms of our pact. Why is everyone barring this? Why are these two going bar for bar? Let's see. Can you do that? Yes or no? Yes! Oh, I like that too. Uro makes himself taller, but he doesn't manifest himself at full size here. He doesn't even manifest himself at full grace here either. He is actually still saying in like some sort of a human size. He's just only like 5'2"? So like Uro's not even 6 foot. I'd be taller than Uro in this instance. So they're bargaining once again as equals. And I like that. I like that ultimately these two do want to manipulate and use each other, but they're still hardline rules due to the nature of their setup that they cannot override. Very cool. Let's see. You will attack nothing from You will attack nothing aside from the octopus Majik. No letting any nearby creatures be collateral damage either. No! I can't keep track of every single living thing that's around us. Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you're gonna boom all the fish in the area and somehow keep everyone else alive? Let's see. Then the team, Chrono Weaver Majik, Minerva, and Jikishirone, don't do anything that could harm them. I think this is gonna backfire. Well, actually, no. You know what? I was about to say, the one thing I was looking for. I think Ichi, because obviously he's part of the team. He's part of the team, and when he says the team, that includes he himself. So that's why Uro doesn't immediately just... Wait, where is it? Where did I just put it? That's why Uro doesn't... There we go. I was going to say, what? That's why Uro, the second he got controlled, didn't just immediately... Like, because Ichi's part of the team. And it looks like Uro did say yes to that immediately. So, he can't harm himself. So, ultimately, he would need to sandbag and let Kizashi boom him in order to free himself. So, that's how that's meant. Let's see. If Ichi doesn't put in a runaway clause, though. Because I can see that happening. Let's see. Don't do anything that could harm them. Yes! Time limit. 2 minutes. Oh, okay. Interesting. So does he ask for the time limit? Okay, now I'm a little confused here. But yes, I'm guessing this is Ichi saying so. No, but it's like the line points Uro. Time limit. 2 minutes. No. Okay. Oh, okay. I see how this is supposed to go. So this panel is just a little bit too high. This line goes to here, and then this line connects to this one. So let me see. Don't do anything that could harm them. Yes! I'm interested that he actually agreed to that. But I guess Uro's probably still playing the long game here, right? Where he's like, fine, I'll get out for this one instant, I'll see what I can do. I was like, time limit. 2 minutes. No. 10 minutes. No. I mean, 304. Well, maybe Ichi didn't notice, but like, that's a lot of lies to get through in just 2 minutes. Let's see. 2 minutes. No. 10 minutes. No. 3 minutes. 8. 4. I do love how, but that's nice. So I'm guessing he gets 5. There we go. 5. There it is. 5 minutes. No more. After that, you relinquish control. Oh, so he does. So Ichi does know that riding Uro's back here means giving up his body. He says relinquish control, so that seems built in. But Uro is happy with that. But I mean, 5 minutes of freedom is better than nothing. And I'm assuming there is at least some loophole he can exploit. The one thing that Ichi didn't put in, he didn't say that Uro couldn't run. That's the one issue. He didn't say Uro couldn't run. So I wouldn't be shocked if Uro completes the conditions of attacking Kizashi. But he may only do it like a couple times to get his anger out and then leave. I mean, obviously, where does he go? But then again, he could essentially leave Ichi in a scenario where Ichi will die seconds later, then thusly freeing Uro. Because maybe Uro wouldn't want to sandbag so much that he lets his body get destroyed, like his current controlled vessel get destroyed by Kizashi, but he may like end the battle in a point where Kizashi's about to vaporize the body, lets the timer run out, and essentially puts Ichi in that scenario so he can be free, right? Because ultimately Uro's goal should still be to get out of Ichi. But he is happy with this one. Let's see. The pact is sealed. Ooh, this is very cool. It's very rare that we see the door, but I like that. Ichi sits on the fall. I'm not sure if this is meant to be like a throne or just the mirror aesthetic that he falls into. But all right. Then Ichi gets overrun by the feathers. Am I playing Convolt? What's it? Blink. Okay. Then he wakes up. All right. So then last chapter happens. I do like this design though. It's just different enough from the traditional design. And only the feathers go elsewhere. The puffier feathers in the cloak and at the end, and the little extra details around his eyes from Uro. Yeah, the little extra lower eyelash details and the eyes and the fangs. That's really cool. I like the fusion of their design, and it's cool that their bodies are so mutable, right? Like ultimately, Ichi can take on these more Majiks factors and presumably revert back to himself after a while. I'm free. It's been too long. How long has it been in universe since Ichi captured Uro? Has it been like a few months? It hasn't been a year because no one's a year older. We haven't got a birthday chapter yet, but like, I don't know. It's been in universe. It has been a while technically. It's been so long. Oh yeah, taking control of someone else's body feels pretty good. I can see why you're so addicted to it. Prophecy. But you know what? I like that. I like that he immediately calls it out like, I know someone just like me, and it's you. Now I need to take a sip because my voice is dying. Ooh. I need to save a little bit more. I'm not done with the chapter yet. Let's see. I can see why you're so addicted to it. Prophecy. You. Okay, interesting. So there. Funnily enough, I saw a fic. You be like, oh no, here we go. Pencil it on the fanfic where I read ichithewitch fanfic. Yeah, what about it? Are you gonna stop me? You can't. But in an Ichi fic, it actually does end. And I forget if there's actually like a canon detail or just a detail in that fic, but it does end with like it's a conversation between Monogold and Chiki Shirone. And the fic author ends the fic being like, Chiki Shirone could, or no, the prophecy magic could have told Monogold that Uro's long since known the true prophecy, and ultimately that the prophecy magic was only feeding them pieces of, and that the prophecy about the world here was actually very, very old. So I do wonder, like, what previous interactions they did have for, obviously, you know, prophecy to have an opinion on Uro. But obviously these two are probably very old Majiks, so it makes sense that they would have some sort of dynamic. And would also make sense, like, the reason I'm not, even if that detail from that fic isn't canon, I wouldn't be shocked if that were actually true to canon, because these two probably likely have communicated. We know the prophecy magic, like, Chiki Shirone is not their first vessel. Let's see. Oh, Chrono. Why is Minerva that? Hide her. Why are we doing this? Put her away. I think that's Minerva there, right? She's very tiny. Hide her. Yo, you look as gloomy as ever, Chrono Weaver. But you know what? He does address him as Chrono Weaver. Not even Chrono. So he does go by his full time. But then again, I suppose Chrono Weaver is his full name. Chrono is like a shortened version of the name. And then Crow is a nickname on top of that. I'll say, still, to think you'd have a kid with a human of all things. Is that meant to imply that Majiks can have kids? Because he just says to have a kid with a human of all things. Like, of all things, like, can Majiks pipe down other things? I don't know. Let's see. I'm shocked you to besmirch the dignity of all Majik kind like that. But, like, I guess, what is different? Like, having a kid or being captured? I guess either one would be bad. Let's see. I'm shocked you of all Majiks would speak of dignity. URORO. Oh, okay, that's cool, too. Notably, well, obviously, Prophecy reacts with a bit more fear in Jiki Shirone's body, because obviously, you know, they're limited with that body. Chrono Weaver, despite also being weakened and clearly having Minerva to protect, doesn't call him King Uro or Lord Uro, as we've seen other Majiks refer to him as. So Chrono Weaver, being another epic class tier Majik, is like not clearly does seemingly respect Uro to some degree, but not enough to like give him the honorifics. So that is cool. I do like that there is clearly a hierarchy, right? And ultimately that hierarchy is being displayed in little casual moments like this. I'm shocked you of all Majiks would speak of dignity. Uro. I wonder what that means. So, like, what was we do need an Uro backstory. I do want more context for this character, because I think the backstory he gave us was like at least mostly lies. Like, I believe him that Majiks predate humans as a sentient species, but how humans came about and everything from there, I need more context for that. So I do hope we get Uro backstory eventually. Kind of like how we got Kurama backstory eventually, and Lee backstory eventually, and White backstory, even though White backstory isn't. Well, no, White backstory eventually, and Sukuna backstory. Well, we actually never really did get much Sukuna backstory. We got loose Sukuna backstory. Let's see. Uro. I'd love to laugh in your face, but unfortunately I'm on a timer. So, you butt out of this, Descaros. Oh, so you use Origumo to restrain them. I'm shocked that that actually worked. Maybe, like, Descaros, is this the, like, Kamugi being restrained? Fine. Gokuraku being restrained? Also fine. We literally saw him restrained prior, and normally that's when he was extremely bloodlusted. He's probably very angry right now, but I get why he's not able to break out. Descaros? You ain't got a Majic that can cut Origumo's threads? I mean, I get their Uro amp, but still, really? You butt out of this, Descaros. she wants to brutalize him so. But then again, like, Descaros, that is the kid's body. I don't think you do want to attack him right now. Oh, but also... Uro could actually get a crazy 2-front special here, because if he does let Ichi die somehow through a loophole, Descaros would also die too, and that's the only person who can combat him outside like Megi Togais. So actually, wait a minute, this is actually maybe really good. So I get Descaros' extreme apprehension because she knows her life is still tied to him. Let's see. Ugh, quit staring daggers at me, would ya? The kid's body is picking up the bloodlust that makes me want to react. Ah, interesting. So it is truly. So even though Uro's in complete conscious control, it is straight muscle. So that's going to be hard to train out of. Muscle memory is very hard to override. So that does hardly confirm. It is pure instinct, pure muscle memory, pure the body itself is so hardwired to react to bloodlust that even Uro's like but then again, that just as much as that I was talking about earlier, as clear as it is all instinctual and reactionary and not too much active thought by Ichi, this goes to show that one can resist it. Uro, who's not completely overrun by the bloodlust, senses Descaros' bloodlust, is clearly death is being triggered, but he's able to resist it. Uro is able to resist it, which implies that Ichi will eventually be able to control the instincts of his own body, which is, once again, good foreshadowing. He is very much filling a Sukuna-esque role in the sense of showing the upper limits of the body and what the magic powers will be for Ichi eventually. Now. Very smart, very smart. Let's see. Darn! But notably, this actually is pretty small scale. So Uro's actually being pretty chill in terms of like the amplification. I remember how big Uruashi was amped to before, but notably, while it did clearly tear Kizashi apart, darn, literally bisected them, took both arms off, removed some tentacles. Let's see. Keep that up and you'll end up like this piece of calamari. Well, not really, because it seems like that's part of the deal that he can't harm her, so Descaros actually probably could bully Uro right now, but of course that would harm Ichi's body. Let's see. And that does seem to at least somewhat. Well, it's hard to tell what this means because she's still making the same. She still has the same drawing on her face here, but maybe this is her calming down at least slightly because her mouth has closed here at least. So she's like, I can't rip you limb from them without harming the boy. Let's see. Not that I wouldn't love to do just that. Trust me. but we Majiks can breach a pact. Ah, okay, so that is a hardline rule. Once again, fully, I know y'all are probably sick and tired of me saying it. There has to be some sort of Majik creator deity. There has to be something along those lines. Because it sounds so stupid. There are too many hard rules for everything to just be freeballing. If that makes any sense. There are too many hard rules for Majiks in this pack system and all this and the system of magic circle and everything. Where I want to say, I promise you from the bottom of my beans, bro. From the bottom of my beans. My can of beans, that I promise you from the bottom of it, we're fighting God at the end of this series, dog. The World Hater's not the final antagonist. We are fighting a God. Because all this is way too specific. And unlike the JDK system where everything's super duper specific, but I believe you could completely go without that universe, inventing some sort of deity, or introducing one, as it did. This one, there's got to be some deity we're fighting eventually. That said, it'd be a waste if I didn't enjoy every second of free time I got. Okay, so maybe even he's not thinking about a hypothetical loophole, like running away or putting himself in a scenario where he could die. Because he's talking about his seconds of free time, right? Like, he admits that he's going to go back in the cage. Go back in the box! No! Back in the box! No! Get out of my skin! Like, clearly he knows he's gonna go back in the box. So he's still betting on Ichi. Which is interesting. I wonder why. Let's see. Or maybe, once again, the implication is even, like, accidental harm does not count. Or, like, it counts too much. Oh, we don't see the number on Kizashi, though. He does regen, though. So I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry up and revive already. Jeez. Twitch. Alright, yep, and he broke through of all the ice. I hope he puts up somewhat of a fight, but I guess it also wouldn't make sense for him to put up too much of a fight against Uro. Let's see. Oh, I do love this panel, though. This panel's glorious. Let's see. Okay! So do each of these count as a death? Once again, look at the scale. It's actually kind of tiny. At least relatively speaking. Inazuri. So he's able to infinitely spam, because he is Uro. This panel looks familiar, too. Yo, this is... I almost, like, I mean, this panel's been done before. It's been done before JJK, so I can't say it's fully JJK-esque. But you know what this panel reminds me of? This panel right here. It reminds me of Sukuna it's the Malevolent Shrine panel from Shibuya. When Sukuna's fighting Maharaga, and Maharaga's getting torn apart by Malevolent Shrine. Very specifically, notably though, the difference is, it looks like Uro's pointing here with the knife, seemingly. I think that's what that's meant to be there. But specifically, the hands in the pockets, the post up, the angle that's being drawn, it very specifically reminds me of that panel from Shibuya, which is also one of my favorite Sukuna panels. This is a really good panel, too. Inazuri. 7 Inazuris. Or no, 7? 6 Inazuris. So is that kind of 6 deaths? Like, how, and like would this be a 7th death? How many lives does he have to burn through in 5 minutes? Let's see. Oh, but still, look at that. Look at the scale. It's very concentrated. All right, so he's doing a very good job at controlling the scale of his magic. So, once again, Ichi has a high clip. But I wonder, does this technically increase the potency? If each individual bolt, right, of all these 6 bolts are meant to be the same level of the Inazuri that Ichi just fired that took one of the lives of Kizashi, I wonder if all these bolts being smaller and more concentrated have more potency. Same for this Pierce Through All Lazud. This is much smaller than the Pierce Through All Lazud we saw from Uro, or saw from Ichi Uro at the start of the narrative. It's much smaller, though it is destroying a chunk of the ship, so like clearly he is doing some damage. But he uses Pierce Through All Lazud, and it does pierce through all, but it's a lot smaller and more focused. Oh, man, I love how Ichi Uro Ichi's being drawn here. Very, very good. Ignorant, oblivious morons, all of you. Up yet, Minerva, why are you out of the boat? Go back in the ship. Let's see. Do you seriously think all I do? Oh, so we are actually pointing it out that he does. Who's that? That's the wait. Who's that? What's this? Did Ichi get a magic off? I do not remember this koi fish magic. I don't know what that is. Is that meant to be Lazud? But Ichi didn't. Is that meant to be? I don't know. But let's see. Do you seriously think all I do is brainlessly amplify magic? Like that is enough to give me my crown? Oh, it looks like Deskros did free them all from Urigumo's webs, though. Based on this right here. Because they're all standing now. Let's see. Like that enough is to give me my crown. My name. Oh. Okay, I'm right at the end, so I can hit this. Oh, that's way too damaging on the throat. I gotta stop doing that. My name is King Uroro. I am the king of Majiks, master of all the world's magic. Now, to the extra rounds. I'm gonna have me a blast! Amazing chapter, amazing chapter, amazing chapter. Once again, it literally is peak every single week. Even if this chapter did absolutely annihilate my throat, did absolutely tear it limb from limb, I don't even care. The dynamic between Uro and Ichi, literally my favorite dynamic in the manga so far. Like, I know as much as I love the Duscross Ichi dynamic, as much as I love the Gokoraku Ichi dynamic, as much as I love the Mugi and Duscross dynamic, as much as I love the, like, there's so many dynamics in this manga already. That's so crazy. We're barely, not even 100 chapters deep. We're not even 60 chapters deep, but still the dynamics in this manga are so good. But Ichi and Uro, favorite dynamic in the entire manga. I love seeing more of that. I love seeing, once again, getting more extrapolation on the power system and how it works. Very, very good. More extrapolation and explanation on why Uro functions the way that he does in the whole 3-day knockout thing when no other Majik has that condition. It's clear because Uro's just being a meanie stupid head and he can clearly override that at any moment with the idea of this pack thing. The idea of packs in general being introduced is very, very cool. Ichi being smart enough. Ichi having the weakness of immediately reacting thanks to his body's instincts, but it being confirmed that he can resist those based Uro resisting those, and also Ichi still being smart enough to not immediately go for the Okidoke and try to protect his friends, but protect his friends under specific conditions. Uro trying to be greater than Ichi and succeeding in being greater than Ichi in many ways, from his control to his abilities to his breadth of knowledge, but at the same time being limited to the situation that he's put in where he can only get this 5-minute timer after bartering with Ichi and agreeing to not break the pact and instead of the pact in the first place. Very, very good. The pact itself resulting in Uro getting control over Ichi, very, very cool. Ichi's design, fantastic. How he moves, fantastic. Characterization, fantastic. His dynamic with the other two Majiks here, Chrono Weaver, who's in their own physical form, and Prophecy, who's in Chihiro's physical form, fantastic. I love seeing it. Even if it's very short for Prophecy, I like this dynamic between Uro and Chrono Weaver, and what this implies. I'm shocked you of all Majiks would speak of dignity. That line is going to come back to haunt us, and I'm very interested to see when we eventually get Uro backstory. Kizashi admittedly does feel like a little bit too, like, I don't get me wrong, I completely understand why he cannot be comp. Uro is meant to be part of the power ceiling, essentially. He's essentially, like, we're getting a preview of Endgame Ichi, right? Like this is, it's like I mentioned, he's sukuning it all over the place, from how the dynamic works in this panel in particular. He's sukuning it all over the place. This is meant to be a preview to Endgame Ichi and what he'll be able to do. So it doesn't make sense for Kizashi, one of the 7 stars, who's clearly not in the same league as Uro, to be in the same league as Uro. So it makes sense that he's getting bullied, but I do hope we get to see him fight back a little bit, and getting absolutely bullied is a little bit rough. The reveal that Uro does not just amplify all magic, but he's able to concentrate it and wield it better than everybody else because he's the master of all the world's magic, and that's why he has his crown, his name, like the king is truly a title that he was given by his aptitude. It is not something that was just innate to him. He was not born a king, he became one through his mastery. Fantastic, really, really cool. I like seeing the differences between his fighting style and his application of magic versus Ichi's. I like his personality. It's just so good. And once again, I am wondering who this is. Unless it's meant to imply that Uro has access to magic that Ichi doesn't. Because let's see. Because every other Majik here we know Ichi is captured. We know Inazuri. This is Origumo. This is Uruwashi. And this is, I mean, I don't see Tuss. I think that's meant to be Bakugami. Interestingly, they all took on their pure animal forms though. Well, it makes sense. I'm saying pure animal forms because Bakugami is a more humanoid form. But still, I don't know who the koi fish is. I may just be misremembering if we've seen this koi fish before. But overall, an amazing chapter. Amazing chapter. If you made it all the way through this video, please do me a favor and leave "Here comes the king." Here comes the king in the comment section down below. I want to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you do have a Patreon below where you support me for as low as $1 a month to get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks include the live reactions or the series I happen to review, ad variations of all my videos. And if you become a $12 patron or a $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, you get your name at the end of literally every single video. But now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Bura Ura, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Swift Strike, Superflame Zero, Yuki Ally, Azo2404, Strikaman, Aso8, Grim, Straw, Twisted, Ollie, DeBoy, Corey Watson, Damon Brown, Magic, CCC, Official Popeyes, Ramondo Furen, Cray Panem, Sarah Fiel, Dino, Axis XC, Plant Crone, Pickle, Heath Nelson, and Hector Gonzalez. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: A+A, Kevin Encarnacion, Dread Zoen, Sean, and Midnight Lord 21. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: King RTX and Shrimpo, the 4th Shrimp 06. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. I'd like to give a final thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.